On the phone, Al Pitrelli from Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They're coming to Frostbank Center Sunday, December 21st for 2 shows. Okay, so I wanted to do some questions because, we talk a lot. And I wanted to ask some questions that maybe, you haven't been asked or I haven't asked you. Hopefully they were a little bit more unique.
Good, I'm good.
Okay,
Let's go.
The first thing I want to know, in theater, they're very superstitious. So when you guys are on tour, is there any sort of ritual that you guys do as a band, or maybe you've seen individuals do before you guys go on stage?
I think everybody kind of gets into their own personal zone. Like, the singers do a pretty extensive warm-up. Mm-hmm. I'm usually having meetings with the department heads up until about an hour before the show, and then it's time for me to kind of do my thing, work out for a bit, practice, warm up. Yeah, nothing crazy. I mean, we've been doing this for so long. Everybody has pretty set routines and knows where to be at what time. Because you talk about 2 shows a day now.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty much like, from, let's say, Wednesday to Sunday. All right, get up, get ready, do your thing. If there's some press to take care of, a couple phoners with the management, saying, hey, what's going on with this? What are we doing about this? As long as there's no disasters, everything's pretty status quo all day long.
I just didn't know if anyone had they had to touch the corner of the doorway that they walk through, or, put their shoes on the same way every time or something crazy.
God, I hope not. There's a lot of fist bumping, but it's basically like everybody kind of gets into their own head.
Yeah.
And for about 10 minutes before the house lights go down, we're all in our positions on stage. The only thing, that nobody would know, because why would you know if you don't know this? But in my in-ears, I have the monitor guy play nothing but Motown. So I'm listening to the Jackson 5, a Gladys Knight, and Marvin Gaye before the show.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. That sounds really cool.
Well, it's for a couple of reasons. So, first of all, the music's fantastic. It puts me in a good mood.
Yeah.
But it's a constant reminder of where I began and where I am, because that was the soundtrack of my life in the 60s and 70s when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. It kind of puts you back into you remember, dreaming about this? Mm-hmm. Well, here you are, Yeah. And whatever song ends, the stage manager will look at me and say, okay, you ready to hit? And I'm like, okay, let's go. And I just kind of exhale and I say my little thank yous to everybody, and then time to go. Fun time.
Right. What do you guys say to each other when you're up on stage?
Don't stink.
Yeah. Well, because how sometimes you and Angus might be right next to each other and he'll say something to you and you'll laugh or you'll say something back. Is it just did you see the guys in the audience, or, oh, Bloss is really not on time today? What do you guys say?
Nothing really other than, hey, you're killing it, or you sound pretty good tonight, or, your zipper's open. Who knows?
So nothing important, just, observations.
Yeah. It's, Angus and I and most of the people on the stage and the people underneath and above the stage have been doing this together for, I don't know, 25 years. Mm-hmm. So we have a really fantastic, personal and musical relationship. So sometimes it's something funny said to each other. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's like, hey, dude, what's going on over there? I got my eyes and ears open and my head on a swivel for the entirety of the show. That's my job. Uh-huh. And it's a really easy job until something goes sideways. So,
gotcha.
I may let him know that, hey, so-and-so's not feeling well tonight. We got to talk about the next song. You never know what's going on. But most of the time, it's all just lighthearted, a lot of fun.
Because you've got your ears in. Do people, on the board or anyone talk to you during the show?
They don't talk to me necessarily unless something's really wrong. Uh-huh. But I have a comm system where I could talk to everybody in the crew and everybody in the band,
wow.
or whatever the case may be.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so here's another thing. I know you've got a great gig, right? And probably everyone in the band would want to switch places with you. But who would you switch places with if you got the chance? Regardless of talent or on stage, below stage, who would you want to do for a day just to see what it was like?
Who would I switch with for a day?
Yeah. Would you like to play drums? Would you like to be on the lighting crew? Would you, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think if I could switch with anybody just for a day, it would have to be Bloss, our drummer, because he has like the best overall vantage point of anybody in the band. You know?
Yeah.
I could never play drums. You know, God blessed me with a lot of things, not that talent not being one of them. But to watch what goes on from where he's sitting, I think he's got the best seat in the house.
He really does.
He really does. And, you know, he just sits back there. And, you know, every time I turn around and look at him, he's just got this big old smile and he just loves what he's doing. It's so much fun. He's having such a great time. Yeah, I think that would be it. I'd like to sit in his seat and just kind of like watch everything going on.
Do you
on stage and in the audience?
Well, he's really close to the fire and stuff. Do you ever get worried about that? Not just for Boss, but for anyone in the band. Are you ever worried that accidentally you'll be in the wrong spot when the fire goes off?
No, only because we rehearse it so much.
Okay.
You know, that's part of the production rehearsals of running the show a couple times a day. I mean, we rehearse everything, where we're standing. On our set list, it's highlighted, you know, very clearly in red, pyro, you know, so don't be here, you know. And with that in mind, we not only do we have our pyro shooter, but we have two spotters on either side of the stage watching like hawks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh gosh, yeah. You know, safety is first. With you know, Doug Adams, the gentleman who owns the pyro company, he and I have been friends, brothers now for like 20-something years since he's been with us, and he doesn't ever want to see anybody get hurt. You know, and he does pyro for, you know, everybody from Metallica to Pantera to Paul McCartney and everybody in between. Mm-hmm. And we got spotters on either side of the stage, you know, and if I make eye contact with them, they give me a thumbs up that we're good. And if something's squirrely, they'll give me, you know, the slashing hand thing under the chin. Say, no, something's wrong. We're not shooting right now.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, I know a lot goes into this performance. I didn't realize so much.
There's more going on underneath and above the stage and in front of house. And why would anybody in the audience know this? You know,
sure.
That's not, you know, their show. What it is to me is like the entire foundation of what we do. You know, so that's why, and you know that every show I introduce the crew.
Yeah.
Because without them, we're not putting on a show. You know,
True.
And they work as hard, if not harder, probably harder, or certainly more hours than we ever could. You know, they're in that building at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then they're going to tear it down at midnight, drive 300 miles, and do 2 shows the next day.
How long does it take them?
It'll take, you know, certainly the morning to set up. I mean, if they start loading in 6, you know, dumping the trucks, they're ready for a sound check for me by 1:15 in the afternoon.
Wow.
And then by the time we get done with the autograph line, which is, you know, we're doing for the first time since COVID this year, you know, by the time we finish the show, okay, so we have, let's say it's 7:30, right?
Yeah.
Is the evening show in San Antonio, 7 o'clock in Austin, whichever. Okay. Let's say we're done by 10 o'clock. By the time we finish the autograph line, the truck's pretty much loaded and they're ready to dance.
Wow. That is impressive.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But again, you know, it's grown up over 25 years of touring where, you know, 99, we had 1 box truck and 2 buses and a fog machine. Last year we had, 21 tractor trailers and 12 buses and a lot of fog machines. You know, so we've all learned how to do this, you know, over the decades. And most of the crew has been with me for those 20, 25 years.
I know you guys feed everybody in between shows. Is there any food that you get on tour that you look forward to because you don't normally get it, you know, when you're at home or whatever?
We have our chef Mark has a catering company that we've been using for the last, 20-something years. And he has a staff of about 6 or 7 different chefs that put together the most amazing meals 3 times a day. So the one thing that I enjoy that I don't get to do at home that often is all the vegan options every day because they're really, really good. And I don't do it for any other reason other than I just really enjoy the way it tastes.
Yeah.
You know,
Gotcha.
And, you know, my wife and kids are like, if this isn't salami and provolone, we're not eating it. So, you know, I get out there with them and it's like, what is this? Because this is really good. And I don't eat much during the day anyway, but my after show meal, they'll put something really nice together for me. And it's usually a vegan thing. And it's like, dude, that was killer last night.
Wow. I mean, I would love to have a personal chef myself. So I get it.
Yeah, it sounds really bougie, but it's actually more cost efficient than, you know, having catering come in from each city. That's why we did it.
Okay. Well, then how do you get time to, because I know you like to come to San Antonio and you do to get time to go out, but do you actually get a lot of time to go out in the different cities and, you know, try different restaurants or see the sights?
Yeah, not as much as I'd like to. I mean, the schedule's kind of crazy. So usually after a show, we drive into the next city.
Mm-hmm.
And then by Sunday night, we've done probably, 9 shows in 5 days, and if we have Monday off, I'm really just going to sit on the bus,
Gotcha.
And thank God for DoorDash, because I can order whatever I want and they bring it to me. I'm such a brat.
No.
Listen, every so often we'll go out. Somebody wants to go here. But to be honest with you, I'm good with watching Netflix and, ordering food in on the bus. And, and again, in a lot of these cities, I have my favorite restaurants and my favorite things. And if I just don't have the energy to get up and go out, well, I'll pay the service charge and bring it to me. Like in Salt Lake City, we have our, Indian night, where me and Jeff Scott Soto and a couple of the guys, we know that we're going to sit in that parking lot and order like a pile of Indian food delivered. And it's just fun.
I can imagine, because you guys expend so much energy on stage, and you're doing, like you said, 2 shows.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, we're all in really good shape and we love the show and all that. But, especially with the singers, they've been singing a lot.
Yeah.
So, Mondays are historically a day off, sometimes Tuesday. Most of them just want to remain really quiet and give themselves vocal rest. And, and you're around these people on a bus or in a venue all the time. It's nice to just, okay, everybody go to your hotel rooms or whatever you want to do. I happen to like to stay on the bus, because I, got the TV and like 1,000 channels on just direct TV, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. So I just like to sit there and veg.
I love it.
I'm 63 years old now. Ask me the same question 40 years ago, maybe a different answer.
Right. I got it. Because like every time I follow Bloss on social media, and he'll be out running. He likes
every day.
Yeah. He goes running and he posts pictures of like the places he's running.
Yeah. Well, he's a triathlete and that's his thing. He wants to get up and he wants to do 5 or 6 miles. He'll run up the side of a mountain. I'd have a heart attack or an asthma attack, but that's what he loves to do, and that's where he gets his endurance to doing. At that level of intensity, and how great he is as a drummer. Like, he's ready to hit it. He's been working out all day long. God bless him.
Oh, I can't even imagine. I don't even work out ever. So
I do, but I'm not running anywhere.
You're more of a boxer.
Yeah. With my knees, running is definitely not going to work for me. So, yeah, I do like to box. And, listen, I try to stay in shape all year long so I don't have to, in the middle of something go, oh, God, I got to get in shape for the tour. I try to maintain. That's
smart. But you know what? That's good for longevity, too, just in general.
Your lips to God's ears, like Paul O'Neill used to say.
My grandma always said that.
Yeah.
And I say it now too. So yeah, it's a good saying. It's a good saying.
It really is.
I know
God, I love talking to you.
I love talking to you too. You're fabulous. You're wonderful. And you sound like my family. I've told you that before because my family's from New Jersey and New York. And so you sound
back at you, girl.
I know you've got plenty of people you have to talk to. So, I love that you can fit me in, and I just wish you such great luck. I don't know. Should I say, I don't know, knock on wood? Should I say break a leg?
No, don't say break a leg. I did that in 2008.
Don't break a leg. Good luck on stage. Have an incredible time, and we can't wait to see you in San Antonio.
Now, I'm going to see you at the show, right?
I hope they'll let me back there.
Well, yeah. Okay, because again, there's no COVID restrictions this year, so we get to hang out for a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Before, after, during, whatever you want to do, girl.
Oh, that's wonderful. And just tell all the band that we love them, and we can't wait to see them.
Back at you. Listen, thanks so much for the time. Always a pleasure. Love you, miss you, and I'll talk